There's the quote, Claressa Shields, the pound for pound queen, and of course, the subject of the new film, The Fire Inside, Christmas Day, U.S. theaters. Claressa, what a life journey to get to this point. I mean, I've talked to you a million times about your great boxing career, but to see your youth, your journey as an amateur to two gold medals and everything you've overcome on the big screen was inspirational, overwhelming. And that's just for myself and my son. What has this entire process been like for you?
It's been amazing. It's been very just overwhelming at times. And I just feel like I'm dreaming a lot of the times because what I've done in boxing probably will never get done again, and to see that it's a biopic and now I can say that's another similarity that me and Muhammad Ali have in common. And I just feel like this is a great time in my life and I'm just living it and taking it all in. But I know that my life is about to change after Christmas Day and that people will have a better understanding of who I am and what I've been trying to tell people the whole time. Like, no, you guys are missing it. You guys are missing it. And now I feel like they're going to have a great understanding and they'll want to support me until I die.
Well, I got to say this. I mean, you're 29 years old. You've got a movie about everything you've accomplished, yet in terms of your pro career, you've got so much left to do. But I don't think inspirational really covers it. I mean, when you're going in to see a movie about a story, I guess in my case, where I already know or think I know, you expect one thing. But to see how gritty this film was, to see how much it really didn't just tell you everything you overcome to be where you are today, but it showed us in moving detail. I feel like this can inspire countless people of all ages, races, creed. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just a straight up inspirational story. When you saw the film for the first time, what'd you think of it? What was your reaction to see how they captured your career and journey?
One, I was very just stuck. I mean, I cried so much throughout the movie that I didn't even know I would be crying. Um, I was so impressed with Ryan Destiny's boxing. I was impressed with Brian Tyree Henry. I was I watched it and I said, what the the hell? Like that that was really my life. And then to see things that I put so far back in behind my head because it's so painful to think about. Think about how we grew up and we didn't have any food, how me and my relationship wasn't that great, how at a point in my time when I didn't have family and I didn't have friends and I didn't have um support, I had Jason and I had boxing.
Yeah.
And I just remember in those times, I never, even though it may have looked like, oh, nobody believes in me, nobody, it was like that was enough. Me loving boxing and me having Jason Crutchfield as my coach was enough. And me winning a gold medal, even though I didn't get the endorsements and the sponsorships after, it gave me this fulfilling um sense of happiness and internal happiness, even though I didn't get anything else. The gold medal was enough for me. And even though I had people say, oh, you deserve this, you deserve that. And I heard it for years. You deserve better, you deserve more. The world doesn't respect what you did, and you're not as special as the other sports. Hearing that as a young girl, it used to hurt my feelings all the time. But the one thing that I always had inside of me was, at least they can't call me a loser. At least I got a gold medal, and nobody else around here walking around with a gold medal. I may not have as much money, but the gold medal to me is worth millions. So I just feel like, what, I did something in history that really matters, and I was able to do more. So I just think that boxing changed my life, and I'm happy that I can change others' lives throughout this movie.
And not just saying, I really believe it can inspire others to go after their dreams, but also, and I think this is a big key of the film, of your story, you never stopped being yourself. You know what I mean? Whether that's good or bad, or in the process, you're always Ressa, as they called you in the film. And
Yeah.
and there's something to being as authentic as possible in life. Is that a superpower that you have? Does it get you in trouble sometimes? I mean, how do you sort of look at your ability to just say, this is who I am, I'm not changing?
Being who I am is why I'm here today. You know, I tried to make the changes that everybody was saying, and it made me depressed. It made me sad. It made me not feel as powerful and strong as I am. So I had to throw it out the window and just stick to being me, and knowing that regardless of how the world looks at me, I know myself. I know I have a great heart. I'm a believer in God. I'm a very humble person, but I'm very confident and believe in myself. And I have a great relationship with God. So when he gives you that discernment, you know what's good for you and you know what's not. You know who to stay away from and you know who to go toward. And I know what deals to say yes and no to, right? And I just enjoy being myself. You know, I love my own company. I love people that love how real I am. The world is so fake now. Everybody's so made up and fake, you know, and I feel good laying down in the bed after a sweaty training day, knowing that, hey man, you one of the realest. You one of the realest, you're true to yourself. You made a way for you and your family. You made it out. You're still making a way for your family right now. And you are a one in a lifetime woman and athlete. I feel good knowing that, even though people try to judge me, it's like, look, I'm a big old strong, confident, beautiful bear. So don't come poking at me if you don't want to get clawed and get herb, you know, if you want to get beat up, you know, be nice. You be nice to me. I be nice to you, but I think that Flint mentality is just in me, and I just love who I am, and I'm happy that I didn't let the world change me, because who knows who it would have changed me into.
Great point. Great point. You mentioned the fantastic acting performance from Ryan Destiny playing you. You two were born the same year. She's from Detroit, not far from Flint. What was the process like for when you guys met as this film was being put together, and her taking on that task of picking up your mannerisms, your emotions, your everything? I mean, because that's the crux of it. She nailed it. She took the viewers on a true journey through your life story. How'd you think she did, and what was that like? Since you're alive and well, and you can meet her, and she can really pick up on who you are for this performance.
So I don't know if you watched my documentary T-Rex. It's a full documentary. It's actually following me from the age of 16 till I was probably like 19, 20. And it's a full documentary. So I let them know, hey, watch that. That's one, because that's who I really was. And I never faked the funk or anything for anybody. Like, that was just raw and uncut. So that's one. Two, I didn't meet Ryan Destiny in person until the movie was done.
Whoa.
But I knew me and her had talked on the phone. We had
Sure.
plenty of conversations. I knew she was playing me. But we weren't able to meet till I watched the movie one day, and the next day was her birthday, and I was at her birthday party in LA. That's how crazy it was. Like, when she was in Flint filming and running down the street being people videoing her, I was somewhere else. And when she was flying out, I was flying in. We always passed each other. Like, we would text each other like, hey girl. She's like, hey, I'm in Flint. Where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Oh, when you come back to Flint? I don't know. We passing. We always miss each other. And then we were finally able to meet after the movie was done. And to meet the person who is portraying you in your story, and they do a great job and they nail it. When I met her, her mom was right there, and I was there, and I seen Ryan, and I said, hey girl. And she was like, hey, and it's her birthday. And I was like, hey, birthday. And she like, thank you. I was like, she's like, so you saw the movie? I said, yes. No, I think I said to her, I said, I seen the movie. And she said, what'd you think? And we just start screaming like some little girls in high school. We start screaming like, screaming and hugging, and we screamed for like 3 minutes. It was ridiculous. Her mom, Ryan was crying, her mom was crying, I was crying. And I was like, you did so good. And she was like, I'm so happy. I thought you wouldn't like it and you'd be hard on me. And I don't know if you like my boxing. I said, girl, everything was just because I can't really fake it. So if I didn't like it, I would have told her, like, look, why didn't you call me? But I didn't have to do that. It was like she did everything great. I was in tears it's the scene of the fight when Jason next to the ring and he's coaching me. And he's like, T-Rex, T-Rex. And I beat the girl and he jumped in the ring and me and him hit gloves. When I seen that boxing part of Ryan come on, I was like, what the hell? Ryan? If you meet her in person, you wouldn't think she can do any of that. It's not even in her. And then all of a sudden you see it in the film and you're like, oh, she didn't come to play. She nailed every part and she exuded that confidence, that strength, that resilience, that attitude. I was just so impressed. And also with Brian Tyree Henry doing Jason Crutchfield, so impressed. I was just like, this is just
Indeed.
It's too amazing for me. It's too amazing.
I mean, the dynamic between the character of you and the trainer Jason as a father figure, as a take no prisoners type of coach, all business, pushing you on. It was the central dynamic of the film. How was it watching that play out? The conversations, was it as real as you remember it?
It was very real. It was very real. Like some of the scenes were taken straight out of T-Rex.
Sure.
Just remade it and redid it, and then it was Ryan and Brian Tyree. So a lot of those scenes were very, very real. And to just, when I watched the movie and I see the arguments between me and Jason and I see where the disconnect was, in my mind, I'm like, man, we could have got through that. Like, I don't think that was a big argument we should have had. I don't think it should have been disagreement there, but I was a young girl with an attitude problem, and he's a coach who's no nonsense and a do what I say type of coach. And I was a girl that's like, you don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. And so when you have two people that are so much alike, you just keep, but I can say that we did get back together after I won my second Olympic gold medal. And we did win our first world title together in the professional ranks.
Sure.
Hey man, I work with Jason. If he ever wanted to train me again, it would be a no-brainer. I have no problem with Jason, and me and him are both just so happy that this movie was made, because it shows how important he was in my life, how important I was in his, and just how much we both mean to the city of Flint, Michigan.
I mean, do you look back and basically say that relationship was one of the most important ones of your life to make you who you are today?
Absolutely. In the movie, it shows how Jason was my coach, but it also shows how he was my dad. And it lets you know he was my best friend. He was a person who I confided in, who I told nothing but the truth to, even the hard truths. He taught me to always be a stand-up lady, always stand for something, always speak your voice. Jason Crutchfield taught me, believe it or not, when somebody disrespects you, you don't wait till you get home and then you call them and you text them. He said, when somebody disrespects you, he said, right there in that moment, you check their ass. Right there. And everybody knows, soon as you go poking at me, I check you. We can be face to face. We can be on the phone. We can be through an email. I'll let you know, don't talk to me like that. You're not going to do that. That was very disrespectful. Fix your tone, fix your face. I'm one of them. And Jason taught me that. He was like, even though you're a woman and you're supposed to be soft-spoken and all shy, he said, never let nobody disrespect you. And I'm taking that to the grave. Nobody can disrespect me.
Seriously, a lot of great life lessons in the way you two and the relationship you had. I thought the film captured that perfectly. Now let's talk about director Rachel Morrison and the way that she captured really the biggest co-star along with you in the film, and that's the city of Flint, which certainly could be a hard scrabble backdrop for all the struggles you came through. But like anybody from a that type of place, it also made you who you are. How do you feel the city was captured in that film, from the you know, the way it was shot to the way it was presented, as being a huge part of this journey with you?
I felt like I was in the movie when I seen Ryan running down Baltimore Street, running down North Saginaw, when they're passing Fish and Chicken Land, you know that. And listen, when I was seeing everything, I was like, this is very unique. You know, I can't believe she was able to recreate some of this stuff. You know, watching Ryan on the podium, you know, and having Jason, and Jason did, I think he did wear all white when I got ready to fight the gold medal match. And I was like, look at how they recreated all this stuff. And I just felt like I was in the movie. It's hard not to look at Ryan in the movie and say, that's not me.
Sure.
I'm like, that's me. All day she played me so well. And I think Flint was captured so great, man. Flint is such a great place, man. It's the negativity overshines the positive side, but Flint has the most resilient, powerful people. So many hidden jewels in Flint, Michigan, from the coaches to the mentors. It's just so many hidden jewels. And I think that had I been from anywhere else, that my stardom would have been short-lived. I think that Flint, my hardships and being surrounded by other hard people, you know, who can give me so much advice and mentor me as a young kid. They were teaching me things that I needed to know now. So I was taught it so long ago, but it made me just so strong and just have that never give up attitude. And just, man, I love saying that I'm from Flint. Like, I put Flint on my shorts. When people say, where are you from? They're like, ain't you from Detroit? No, I'm from Flint. Even though they're only an hour from each other, it's like Flint and Detroit are two different places. I really want to pick to be from nowhere else in the world but Flint.
Well, all you have to do is look at the number of pro athletes that have come out of the city, which shows you the I don't know, the work ethic, the pride that people have, you know, in the city to find the best of themselves. I think that's a great trait and a great message to carry out, along with the hard things you've been through as well, for sure.
You know what? I think the secret is, they say, it's something in the water.
Well, you might be right. You might be right.
Not the dirty stuff, but something else.
For sure, for sure. All right, let me close with this. You've already accomplished so much, but you're just 29 years old. So, you know, if there's a sequel made one day on the life of
The
Claressa,
fire inside too.
what other goals do you have professionally, personally, as you continue living this life?
I'm a 5-division world champion. I mean, hopefully I can retire at 7 divisions. I'm a 15-time world champion. I want to have 25, 30 world championships. Can't go to the Olympics again, but if I could, I would get a 3rd gold medal. I want to have kids and a family and a husband.
Sure.
I just want to do my best and break records and be remembered. You know, when I die and they mention women's boxing, they'll always have a new young blood coming up. And when they mention, oh, records and the greatest woman of all time and great women athletes, they're always going to mention Claressa Shields. And I think that that's how my name will live on forever, just like Muhammad Ali's.
Well, look, whether people think they know your story or not, they need to check out The Fire Inside, Christmas Day, in all theaters in the U.S. Inspirational, educational, so much more. Claressa, thanks for your time. Thanks for being you, right? Look at all the good you've done, and I know you only continue to do that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.